From Pennsylvania to Peru, welcome one and all my fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon. Thank you so much for stopping by today's video where I disclose, no, I am not cheating. Okay, now, there's been some controversy over some of the videos I've put out there where I am capturing insane amounts of raid medals and capital gold using these crazy hog raiders and graveyard spells because everybody says, oh, Galadon, you're cherry picking. You're only doing the second raid or the third raid. You're setting yourself up. You're just stealing raid medals or capital gold from other players. So I thought today we would go out and not quote unquote cheat. I will show you this strategy absolutely rocks even when you do every attack in each of the districts. So let's move through 3 different districts, some of which will do both attacks. And of course, you're welcome to follow along. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel. And as always, please don't forget the creator code. Just use somebody's, okay? You know, my favorite is my name. I'm not even going to tell you what my creator code is today, okay? Yes, I'm just, okay, technically I guess I already did, but okay, back to the video. Okay, so what we are doing here is, again, we're attacking Golem Quarry, and this was the first attack, right? That was a fresh district. And without pause, we go right back in and we do the second attack. So yes, by now you should see that a lot of districts are getting two-shotted by graveyard spells. But what I also wanted to show is that it is relatively easy to pick up over 30,000. That's right, 30K in capital gold on an average raid weekend. We are here in use code Galadon capital peak 10, although far from fully maxed out. We are definitely getting there, and you should be too if you're in a pretty active clan, and you also should probably be using graveyard spells. Please, I'm telling you right now, please don't change this. I don't need any more balancing happening to the game. It is fun, right? It is just amazing to get in there and to wipe out a district in 2 attacks by yourself. And that's exactly what we did right here. And so, yes, a lot of these slightly more upgraded districts are going to be worth 10,000 capital gold. So you could, if you do the math there, 6 attacks, 5,000 each, 30,000 capital gold. So that was Golem Quarry. This is Skeleton Park. Again, a fresh district. And you will also notice that I'm getting a little bit better at the placement of the graveyard spells. And what I'm seeing is if you want to have more success with your graveyard spells, on that first attack specifically, place them closer to the deployable area. You also want to be dropping the hog riders right at the edge of their deployable area whenever possible, and that is often why you will see players bringing the battle ramp. They are trying to open up that deployable area just a little bit wider so that the hogs can start out closer and the graveyard spells have time to act. As you can see right here, they've pretty much now, okay, you see the one on the right, trapped all of the ground guys inside the walls way over there on the right-hand side. I realized that was going to happen, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? That's just going to build up a little group over there, and we're definitely making some solid progress. You know, you might not see the first attack is going to be as strong as the second. Here, though, we're just about to 50%. Now, we can't quite get the Tesla down on the right-hand side, but you can see that we've set ourselves up with another set of great... What? Yes, let's go! Let's go! I'm telling you right now, these little skellies are amazing. And just when we thought it was done, you see, there was a pack of them hiding. We're going to fast forward because, yes, they do get through this wall. We do surpass 50% on the first attack, so it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that attack number 2 is going to finish off the district. And that is where I, again, am not cherry picking, and obviously we pick up just about the same amount of capital gold in each of the first and the second raids. And that's the general idea, because the average clasher doesn't have 36 accounts, right? At least I hope you don't, because I hope you have better things to do with the rest of your day other than juggling. And you've seen it, right? It's crazy. Gal, what are you even doing? No, it's not. Yeah, and I keep going too. At some point, I'm ready. I want to have 50 accounts. I want to fill a clan with just my accounts, and that's my eventual goal. Of course, that's just a matter of creating enough email addresses, right? Okay, so you can see here that we've spread out the second set of graveyard spells. And yes, we are, of course, looking at a more spread out district, right? Skeleton Park, unless it's going to be moved around much, if it's close to the default, it's pretty spread out, and that does lend itself to graveyard success. In this case, graveyard overkill, but don't worry, we are moving on. We are going to try other districts. And now, okay, let's go back and recap. The first 4 attacks in today's episode were all 1-2-1-2. So 2 shots of 2 different districts. Now what we're going to see is I mixed it up a little bit. I went in after Golem Quarry, and I'm only going to be doing the first attack here, which again is generally not the strongest if you're doing a pair of graveyard raids. The second graveyard raid obviously has 6 spells working if you've maxed out spell storage, which by the way, just Galadon is working on. We'll have done this weekend. I'm excited about that. Playing by myself, not with myself, but anyway, okay, so let's talk about what's happening here. Once again, the graveyard spells towards the front of the base, maybe not quite as spread out as some of the other districts. You can see a lot of those high value defenses are right in the core there where the blast bow is, and that does make it tougher for the graveyard spells. Nonetheless, this attack ends up being a solid beginning, 43% damage, and no, I did not go back and attack it a second time, but okay, technically I did. I went back with my main account, got the 57%, wrapped it up in a 2-shot manner, and then I went back and I second attacked a different district that I had first attacked with a different account. You see, right? Okay, this can be difficult to follow along with sometimes, but Balloon Lagoon, and also you'll notice pretty compact, right? Now, the key here is that the second attack to this base is one where the first attack used graveyard spells. That generally seems to help out, but notice how I completely ignored the top right of the base. This was kind of counterintuitive to me. I was thinking, you know, maybe let's just ignore it, and maybe there'll be enough Hog Riders that move from the bottom left that can sweep up there and wipe out the twin Inferno Towers. And eventually I decided, okay, you know what? It's looking like we're strong enough on the bottom left that I can spend the remaining Hog Raiders on the right-hand side closing in. And eventually, everybody, if I time this correctly, should come together and just overwhelm those Twin Inferno Towers at the top of the base. And of course, we have a ton of units closing in, and those are single target Infernos. So it's going to be easy to overwhelm with the final Hog Raider going in there and causing the stun. That was beautiful. Gonna overrun. Here come the Skellies just as insurance. Luckily, no splash. If there had been a mortar out in the back there instead of the air firecracker bomb things, then it might have been a little more difficult, but we did it. We picked it up, and that was the 6th raid of the weekend, picking up the most capital gold I've ever gotten without quote-unquote cheating. People call it cheating when you cherry pick, but you know what? Let's compare. Let's compare and contrast. This account did not cheat, and we got 30,000, right? That was Galadon cap point 3. Galadon, he tends to quote-unquote cheat, although it's not technically cheating. Some call it cheating, you know what I mean. Let's make a video, let's follow up and make another video where I go out and I absolutely cherry pick the most I possibly can, and we'll see how much capital gold I can get in one raid. Let me know what your record is for an individual raid and for an entire weekend down in the comments, and maybe I can get you in a future video. In the meantime, you made it to the end of this video, and that's why I love thinking about it and appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year, be kind to other people, animals, and the planet. And I'll see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Let's go.
Galadon, I want to be in a video. What do I have to do to be in a video? Sell a kidney?